I want the peace of God. Mm. Lesson 185. This is the Letting Go live stream happening daily, going through these Course in Miracles lessons. And this lesson is another one of these that will take you all the way, should you choose to go all the way with it. I want the peace of God. Now, this is echoed in various scriptures, the power of this idea. I want the peace of God. Lester Levinson, who taught us the Sedona Method facilitation technique, that's what's going on here, passed down through his protege, Hale Dwoskin. He said, to really get the most out of letting go, out of releasing, you must want imperturbability. You must want freedom over all else. Otherwise, how am I going to let go of all else? This lesson says, I want the peace of God. To say these words is nothing, but to mean these words is everything. If you could but mean them for just an instant, there would be no further sorrow possible for you in any form, in any place or time. Heaven would be completely given back to full awareness, memory of God entirely restored, the resurrection of all creation fully recognized. This one idea, I want the peace of God, to really mean that, to really mean that. As I'm sitting with this lesson yesterday, all the things other than the peace of God that I want come to mind. The relationship, the money, the body. There's so much that would obscure from me, that would keep me from walking through the gates of heaven. There's an Upanishad that speaks to this. It's my favorite Upanishad. It's called the Nachiketa Upanishad. And Nachiketa, he comes to Yama, the god of death, and he's offered, he asks, does a person live after death or does he not? And Yama's like, ask me anything. Ask me for tons of cattle. Ask me for riches. Ask me for young, beautiful wives. And Nachiketa says he wants the peace of God more than all this. For he says, having approached an immortal like you, how can I, subject to old age and death, ever try to rejoice in a long life, for the sake of the senses, fleeting pleasures? Dispel this doubt of mine, O King of Death. Does a person live after death, or does he not? Nachiketa asks for no other boon than the secret of this great mystery. Yama says to him, the joy of the spirit ever abides, but not what seems pleasant to the senses. Both these, differing in their purpose, prompt us to action. All is well for those who choose the joy of spirit, but they miss the goal of life who prefer the pleasant. Perennial joy or passing pleasure. This is the choice one is to make always. We're always choosing between perennial joy or passing pleasure. So again, this is a very, very high teaching. I want the peace of God. Do I choose the peace of God, eternal happiness, supreme joy? Or do I choose the illusions of the world which come and go? And the ego, in its terror, says, if I choose the peace of God, I will lose all the joys of the world. I will lose all the pleasure of the world. That's not necessarily true. You go from a small little transitory pleasure, so insignificant in comparison for what's available to you, to the wholeness of supreme joy. But I can't give this up. I can't give that up. I can't give that up. Well, you choose. Again, the illusion will fade away when it does. We will be here and fulfilling our function here as long as that is of use to bringing supreme joy to others. Though, could we have our compass set on that supreme joy, that peace of God? And are we willing to loose all of these things that we've been bound to, meaning maybe they fall away, maybe they don't, for that peace? And there's many things that I was challenged with yesterday. Do I want this or the peace of God? Do I want this or the peace of God? Do I want this or the peace of God? The idea being that they're mutually exclusive, but could I give up some small seeming thing? I believe this is going to make me happy for true, eternal, supreme joy. And only you can decide. Again, to say the words, I want the peace of God, is nothing, but to mean these words is everything. If you could but mean them for an instant, there would be no further sorrow possible for you in any form, in any place or time. Heaven would be completely given back to full awareness, memory of God entirely restored, the resurrection of all creation fully recognized. So we're going to go through a release on this. We're going to do some letting go and let yourself witness, if you will, the wants of the world, imagining that these are greater than the peace of God. And see if you could just release this wantingness or these feelings, this fear of losing these small transitory pleasures for that peace which surpasseth all understanding, to those who are bound to and loyal to the illusion. So let's begin. I want the peace of God. Is there some idea that you're going to lose something to choose the peace of God? What is there a fear that you'll lose if you surrender to the peace of God? For me, this was a relationship. It's also been fear of money and losing that. These are the things that I would prefer over the peace of God, if I'm honest. And it's okay, because I want this feeling to come up that's binding me to this illusion so I can let it go. So just notice these things that you would not gladly exchange for something far greater, just because I'm not sure. I'm not sure that that peace of God is greater. I'm afraid that maybe I'm losing. Could you notice the feeling behind anything that seems like you might lose in this exchange for the peace of God? And without judging it or moralizing about it, just let it up. Let it up. How does that feel to be holding on to this, to miss this? And could you let that feeling come up? Really allow yourself to want this small seeming pleasure or the fear of losing it. This mad imagination that there's some kind of loss that will happen here in choosing the peace of God, supreme joy. Could you just allow that feeling Hold that thing in mind. Giving it up? Who's to say it will go or stay? But just the mere idea of giving it up, that relationship, that money, this body, what is it that you are not prepared to surrender for the peace of God? And could you notice that feeling, whatever feeling's there for you, open it up, allow it up. You never have to. Could you let go of this feeling and the imagination of loss or that you won't get what you want? Would you let go? When could you let go of wanting anything other than the peace of God? Hmm. I want the peace of God, but do I know what that means? This lesson says to mean you want the peace of God is to renounce all dreams. For no one means these words who wants illusions, and who therefore seeks the means which bring illusions. We've all looked on these things and found them wanting, and we're here because we want to go beyond them. And yet, what am I unwilling to renounce of this dream, of this illusion, in exchange for the peace of God? I couldn't let go of sex for the peace of God. I couldn't let go of fame and fortune for the peace of God. I couldn't let go of my little life for the peace of God, what I think my life is, separate from Him. And just take any aspect of it. You don't need to take every single thing at once. Just take one thing which you feel hesitant to renounce for the peace of God. One little part of the dream, one little part of the illusion. For the same feeling is there behind all the things in the illusion you cling to. Could you allow that feeling? And just ignore the thought about what it's about. And just notice there's this feeling here. It could be fear, it could be desire. Though it's just a feeling, could you let that feeling up and let it begin to release? Really open, release. The release of the bind to the illusion. The release of this feeling. Could you release it more? Could you release it more? Could you just be releasing this feeling, renouncing the illusion? Would you release this feeling and renounce the illusion? Give it up for the peace of God? You never have to. You'll never be forced. It is but your choice. When could you release this feeling, renounce the illusion, and have your one desire be the peace of God? Your one choice. There's no rush. Again, for me, this has been a process of discovery of these things I hold on to in the illusion. I'm unwilling to renounce this at this time. But I know, and you know, these illusionary things are not really satisfying. They come and they go. Here today, gone tomorrow. Formed out of dust, then returning to dust. I want the peace of God. I want the peace of God. I want something that lasts. I decide on heaven. And I loose the world, and as I loose the world, I loose myself from the world. I want the peace of God. Oh no, wait, hold on. What about this? What about this thing? Could I give that up for the peace of God? Well, surely it seems like not. Coffee. No, not coffee. Gotta have my coffee every day. Who's to say the peace of God doesn't include you drinking coffee? Could you allow yourself to notice that thing that you have been unwilling to renounce, that you would not gladly exchange for the peace of God, for the kingdom of heaven? It's okay. Without stacking guilt, judgment, and moralization on this, could you notice it's just a feeling? There's a feeling behind everything we cling to. There's an imagined value and an imagined pleasure and an imagined pain if we don't have it. All imagined, all from a feeling. Could you feel that feeling now? Bring it to light. No longer make a monster out of a cloud of darkness. Could you just light it up? Feel this feeling. Let this feeling be there. Let it run. Could you lighten it up just by sitting with it, noticing it? Just a feeling? And could you surrender this feeling and the illusion it claims is better than the peace of God? Would you surrender this illusion? This feeling? Turn it over to the infinite field of divinity? A small exchange for the kingdom of heaven. And yet you never have to. When could you surrender this feeling and be enlightened? Surrender this illusion. When could you give that up for supreme joy? Your divine inheritance is here for you. Could you surrender? Oh, the mind, which means that all it wants is peace, must join with other minds, for that is how peace is obtained. And when the wish for peace is genuine, the means for finding it is given in a form each mind that seeks for it in honesty can understand. Whatever form the lesson takes is planned for him in such a way that he cannot mistake it if his asking is sincere. But if he asks without sincerity, there is no form in which the lesson will meet with acceptance and be truly learned. And this is what you will find. As you honestly say, I want the peace of God, your lesson will come up. The means for your finding the peace of God will come up. For me, that shows up in what I'm unwilling to exchange for that peace at this time. So, what comes up for you when you honestly, when you sincerely state, I want the peace of God? What is your lesson? Will you open to it? Will you see what you've been unwilling to relinquish to have the peace that is here? Ah, this. And could you notice how it feels? The feeling of clinging to this in exchange for the kingdom of heaven, the peace of God. Could you allow yourself to hold it without criticizing, condemning yourself, making wrong of the feeling? Remember, what we resist, we make real. What we defend against, we are attacked by. So, what if you just let this feeling up? Let yourself want this. Let yourself cling to it. Feel that. Just let it pass through rather than fighting it. Oh, yes, seems I want this relationship. Seems I want this. Seems I want this. This money. Yes, this. Seems I want this. And could you just feel that wanting or that fear of not having that would have you delay even a moment in your declaration of peace? Could you just be surrendering, allowing the lesson to take place as the Holy Spirit guides you perfectly, teaches you perfectly what obstructs the peace now? Could you feel that feeling? Could you allow that feeling? Even welcome that feeling, bring it to light, feel it. Ignoring the thoughts. The thoughts are all based in the illusion from this feeling frequency in this cloud. Could you ignore these thoughts and simply be surrendering, turning this feeling over to the light, to the Holy Spirit, to God, to the Christ? Just surrendering this feeling, surrendering the illusion that there is something greater than the peace of God that you could want. Reasonably, logically, it's absurd. But feelings of darkness, clouds over the truth, are not reasonable and logical. Could you just feel this? Allow it. Let it move. And could you surrender? Give up this feeling and the illusions. Would you surrender this feeling? and the illusions. You don't have to. It's simply a choice. When could you surrender this feeling? Did you give up insanity and illusion for the peace of God? Many may choose not to. Many say they want the peace of God, but don't allow what's holding them back. Don't actually openly and lovingly, compassionately look at what they're unwilling to renounce. And then they stack guilt and fear and all of this on top of it. This is the unstacking. This is the undoing of all that we have made to stay separate from his peace. And there are very few, maybe you're one of them, who's ready to be honest and compassionate in this process and allow these feelings up. Allow this lesson to be learned. Allow it to be revealed to you. This mere pebble in your pathway in heaven. Now, it may not seem like a pebble, but you are an eternal Son of God that feels not these things in the path. For you are the path, you are the way, you are the light. And you want the peace of God. You would not be here at this point if you did not sincerely, honestly want that peace. You've known it's there. And it drives you. That wanting will bring up everything else. That wanting for the peace of God, that choice for heaven will bring up. You will have it facilitated for you exactly what other than that you cling to. So as you go through today, could you just remind yourself what it is you truly want when you are tempted to cling to the world? The illusion, the dream. I want the peace of God. Well, when you choose a destination, the way will be shown to you. It will be revealed. Know what's coming up for you in your decision may not seem easy, though it will be worth it to let go, to release. Remember, by grace we live, by grace we are released. By grace we live, by grace we release. This is done by grace. Could you allow the grace to move in your perception, in your world, as you journey towards the peace of God, which is already here? The journey is done. Remember, this is already done. Could you remember what you've chosen? I want the peace of God. I want the peace of God. And let anything that comes up for you be the perfect lesson for you to surrender, release, let go, and go free. You've made a decision which frees you from the world. It's here now, heaven completely given back to full awareness, memory of God entirely restored. That's what is happening for you when you make this choice. I want the peace of God. I want the peace of God. Anything else will come up to be dissolved in the light that you are as you let go, as you surrender, as you release. I want the peace of God. I want the peace of God. I want the peace of God. And as you want the peace of God today during your practice periods, you will find the dreams you cherish still. Wait, hold on. I still want this dream. I still want this illusion. Oh, my heart still craves for this. It's okay. It's okay. You've made the decision. I want the peace of God. I want the peace of God, and I am willing to surrender. Are you willing to surrender anything other than that? The dreams you cherish still? What you've been unwilling to renounce until this point? You will get infinite opportunities until you renounce that which is not you, the dream, the illusion. I want the peace of God. I want the peace of God more than all the dreams I've cherished. What's another dream I'm hanging on to? Could I let it go? Could I let it go? Yes, I could. Or no, I won't. I'm afraid to let it go. And could you continue to release these feelings that bind you to a dream and join us in the kingdom, the peace of God? The gates are open. Will you unite with us who have made this choice? It is done. I want the peace of God. And today, that peace is. Well done, letting go. Thanks for joining.